If you've been bench pressing for over a year and your chest still looks exactly the same, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. You are probably doing it wrong. Not a little wrong, fundamentally wrong. And the worst part? The mistakes I'm about to show you are so common, your gym probably has 10 people making them right now. The bench press is one of the oldest, most studied movements in the gym. There are thousands of tutorials online, coaches at every gym, and yet the average lifter's chest development is frankly embarrassing compared to how long they've been training. Why? Because most people learn the bench press wrong from day one, and then they just repeat that mistake for years. They add weight, they add sets, and they wonder why their chest isn't growing. The problem isn't effort, the problem is execution. I've worked with lifters at every level, and the same 8 mistakes come up again and again. Fix these, and you will feel the difference on your very next session. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what's keeping your chest flat, how to fix each mistake today, and how to actually use the bench press to build the thick, full chest you've been working toward. Let's get into it. Mistake 1. You're pressing with your shoulders, not your chest. This is the big one. Most people think they're training their chest, but they're actually just doing an expensive shoulder and tricep exercise. Here's the gym scenario. You load the bar, you unrack it, and you just push it up, straight up. No thought about what muscle is supposed to be doing the work. The fix is something called chest engagement before the rep even starts. Before you unrack the bar, squeeze your shoulder blades together and down into the bench. Imagine you're trying to crack a walnut between your shoulder blades. This simple setup takes the shoulder out of the prime mover position and puts the chest exactly where it needs to be. The science is simple. If your shoulders are elevated and rolled forward, your anterior deltoid takes over. Your chest becomes a passenger. You can bench press 3 times a week for 3 years and build almost nothing on your chest if your setup is wrong. Fix your setup before you add a single pound. Architecture before ambition. Mistake number 2, full lockout every rep. Locking out your elbows at the top of every bench press rep feels satisfying. It feels complete. It is also robbing your chest of half its stimulus. When you lock out fully, the load transfers from your chest and triceps into your elbow joint. The chest essentially stops working at the top. You're giving it a break mid-set. Think about it this way. If you were doing a bicep curl and you let your arm go completely limp at the bottom of every rep, you'd never build a bicep. Same logic applies here. Stop just short of lockout. Keep the muscle under tension. Keep the chest engaged. This slight change will make your sets feel significantly harder, which means they're significantly more effective. Let me know in the comments if you've been locking out every rep without realizing it. Mistake number 3, using a grip that's way too wide. Walk into any gym and you'll see guys gripping the bar like they're trying to bend it in half. Super wide grip, elbows flared, looking very impressive, until you check their chest development. A grip that's too wide shortens your range of motion dramatically. The bar barely travels any distance. Your chest barely stretches. Barely stretched muscle means barely any growth stimulus. The correct grip for most people is just outside shoulder width, roughly where your forearms are vertical when the bar touches your chest. That's your power position. That's where the chest does real work across a full range of motion. Myth-busting moment. Wider grip does not mean more chest activation. It actually reduces chest stretch. The influencer who told you otherwise has impressive lighting, not impressive science. Mistake number 4, bouncing the bar off your chest. Ah yes, the classic. The bar slams down, bounces off the chest like a trampoline, and flies back up. Plates are rattling, everyone looks over, very dramatic, zero muscle built. This is called using momentum, and it's a fantastic way to do 2 things: avoid real work and eventually tear something important. When you bounce the bar, you're using elastic recoil from your rib cage to help press the weight. The chest doesn't have to generate the force from a dead stop. That dead stop is exactly where muscle growth happens. Lower the bar with control, roughly 2 seconds down. Let it lightly touch your chest, pause for 1 second, then press. That pause kills the momentum and forces your chest to do all the work. Heavier with momentum is weaker than lighter with control, every time. Mistake number 5, neglecting the eccentric phase. Most lifters focus entirely on pushing the weight up. They drop the bar fast on the way down because that's the easy part. This is a massive mistake. Research consistently shows that the lowering phase, the eccentric, causes more muscle damage and stimulates more growth than the pressing phase. You are literally throwing away half your gains every single rep by rushing the descent. 2 to 3 seconds on the way down, controlled, deliberate. Feel the chest stretch under load. That is where the growth signal is being sent. Think of it this way. If you only swept half your floor, you'd still have a dirty floor. Training only the concentric is the same thing. You're leaving half the job undone. Mistake number 6, always using the same rep range. If you've been doing 3 sets of 10 every bench press session for the last 2 years, your chest figured you out a long time ago. It adapted, it stopped growing, and now it's just showing up out of habit, like a bored employee. Muscle grows in response to new stress. If the stress never changes, the muscle never changes. Rotate your rep ranges. Heavy sets of 4 to 6 build strength and density. Moderate sets of 8 to 12 build size. Higher sets of 15 to 20 build endurance and pump different muscle fiber types. Your chest does not know what day it is. It only knows what's challenging. Keep it guessing. Mistake number 7, ignoring mind-muscle connection. This one sounds soft, I know. Mind-muscle connection sounds like something a yoga instructor says, but the research on this is actually very clear. Studies show that consciously focusing on the muscle you're training, actually thinking about your chest squeezing during the press, increases muscle activation compared to just moving the weight from point A to point B. During your next warm-up set, actively think, squeeze the chest, push the bar apart, feel the contraction. Then compare it to a set where you just push. The difference in the pump and the fatigue you feel in the chest will be immediately noticeable. The gym is full of people moving weights. Far fewer are actually training muscles. Be the second type. Mistake 8, training chest without fixing shoulder mobility. This is the one nobody talks about, and it might be the most important one on this list. If your shoulders are tight, which most people's are from years of sitting at desks and looking at phones, then your chest cannot achieve a full stretch at the bottom of the press. The shoulders compensate, they roll forward, they take over, and once again, your chest is just along for the ride. Spend 5 minutes before every chest session doing shoulder mobility work. Band pull-aparts, wall slides, doorway chest stretches. It sounds boring. It is boring, but it will unlock a range of motion you didn't know you were missing, and your chest will suddenly start feeling bench press the way it was designed to. Let me know in the comments, do you do any mobility work before pressing? Be honest. Clear takeaways. Let's lock this in. The 8 mistakes. Pressing with your shoulders instead of your chest? Fix your setup. Locking out every rep? Stop just short. Keep tension. Grip too wide? Narrower grip. Fuller range. Bouncing the bar? Control the descent. Pause at the bottom. Rushing the eccentric? Slow down. Feel the stretch. Same amount of reps every session? Rotate. Keep the muscle adapting. No mind-muscle connection? Think about the muscle, not the weight. Poor shoulder mobility? Prep your body before you load the bar. Fix one of these this week. Fix all of them over the next month, your chest will not recognize itself. Here's the thing about the bench press. It is one of the greatest exercises ever designed for the upper body. But a great tool used badly is just a tool badly used. The people who have impressive chests aren't necessarily stronger than you, they're just more precise. Every rep is a choice. You can go through the motions, bounce, lock out, rush, repeat, or you can train with intention and actually send the growth signal your chest needs. Same amount of time in the gym, completely different results. You now know what most gym goers will never figure out. The question is whether you actually apply it. If this video helped you, subscribe. I break down training mistakes like these every week, so you stop wasting time and start actually building the physique you're training for. And if you want to take this further, watch my video on building a complete chest program from scratch. It's linked right here. I'll see you in the next one.